Hello and welcome back. Dr. Al here playing some more Gazillionaire. I think, so what I was doing, I was messing around before recording and I thought that I would just take a couple of turns, see how things would turn up and then load back. But I guess to prevent people from save scumming, it wouldn't let me go back, and so I've had to start a new run. Sorry about that. I think we're starting to get the hang of things though, so I'm excited to see how well we do this time. We will also play a beginner, and I think I will try a run where we have, let's randomize the planets again. I don't want Pike because I don't want people buying new engines all the time, so I'm going to keep randomizing until we get rid of Pike. Okay, cool, and I don't think we've played with Vex before. Xylene is also annoying though. Once people pay off their Zin loan, it's a pretty dead planet, so I think this is fine. All right, cool. So we don't get to see Vex. Vex is the sort of the capital, and you can go there to get your taxes lowered. But I think we'll go without that. This is a pretty cool set of runs. Anyway, so maybe we'll do a passenger sort of oriented run this time. Let me just get this set up. So Dr. Al Inc. These are the ships. I will briefly go through them one more time. They all cost the same. The things that you're looking at for are the best engine, the fewest crew, the highest cargo capacity, the highest passenger capacity, and the biggest fuel tanks. So we'll leave this one alone. This one is okay, but it needs a lot of crew. This one is the one that we had last time in that run that I save scummed, and so had to abandon. It's a really good ship, very few crew. The 80 tons of cargo isn't a big deal, to me anyway. So it's pretty cool, except that it's really slow and needs a lot of crew, so you can hold a ton of cargo, but if you're never going to get to a planet first, that can cause a lot of problems. This is a pretty sleek ship, but low on the passenger numbers. This is the standard ship. This one is a pretty good ship that is a little limited by its cargo capacity, but is pretty fast, so it's not bad at all. This one is decent as well, again pretty fast, but less passenger room. This one is like a best of all worlds. 90-ton cargo is a little small, but 10 passengers is pretty sweet. Engines not too fast at all, but not the slowest either. So it's okay. Maybe we'll go with this swarm shuttle just for the fun of it. The problem is, so it can hold 16 passengers, which is tremendous, and so it gives you a little insulation from the commodities. It is fast also, which is pretty good, but needing 12 crew members is insane. I don't think any ship comes close to that. Typically you need 4 crew members. So basically what the game is saying is you're going to use your extra passengers to pay your crew. Each crew, I think, starts off $1,500 a month is their cost. So you can, if you have a ton more passengers, you can pay for more crew. The cargo is also only 75 tons, which is one of the smallest, so you're not invested in the cargo game. You're mostly trying to get your passengers, which is basically just making sure your advertising is good, and yeah, and we're pretty fast. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if this goes well. So Mr. Zin will loan us the money. Thank you, Mr. Zin. And we all start off at the same point. We're at Nosh, which is the gas station planet. It's not really going to matter to us this turn because our fuel tanks are full and gas prices are pretty high. Just take a look at the weather. Looks like no interesting news here or there. That's cool. And I'll just briefly go through the lore if you'd like to pause and take a read, as I will do for a little while. So we can pick up actually 15 out of 16, which is pretty sweet. We do have that 16 capacity. Let's increase the ticket price to 2,500. Then let's advertise on radio for passengers, and we'll leave the commodities alone. So let's see if this works for us as a nice balance. We should probably still buy, some cargo, especially when exotic is on sale for a pretty cheap price. How far is frac? it's a decent hop, but it's not too far. So yeah, I'll buy that. Sure, no problem. Let's borrow some money so we can buy more exotic. Because you're still gonna want to make some money from the commodities aspect of things, but Ogle Sand isn't worth buying, and actually I think that's it. Typically I'd like to fill up the tank with something. Hair tonic might do well. We're at the lower end, and I don't know. I think it's a little risky, so we'll leave that alone. We'll leave the taxes alone. I will buy insurance, even though early on you usually don't buy insurance, but it's so cheap that it's worth investing that tiny bit of money into. We'll end up with a tiny loan, but hopefully we'll be able to pick up quite a few passengers on frac and have a good day. So let's take a look at our turn. Hofmeister landed first, and he bought up all the Ogle Sand. That's irritating. I don't know if it affects the passengers though. So it looks like our advertising was okay. Maybe the price is a little high. Let's up this to TV, because then there's a huge jump to everything. Let's see how that works at this price, and if it's still we're not filling all the seats, then maybe we'll cut the ticket prices. We're going to be able to make a decent profit on the exotic, and even though he bought up the Ogle Sand, the lava lamps are really cheap, and we can go to Sty. How far is Sty? It's not too far. Fuel is okay. It's a little on the pricey end, so I'm not going to buy it right now. So yeah, let's see how this goes. TV advertising. In fact, let's cut the price to maybe $22.50. Let's see if that gets us to where we need to be. The crew costs, you can see, are insane. So this is just 1 week's worth. Typically on the other ships you might go 4 weeks without having to pay so much in wages, but you're sort of gonna, hopefully with the passengers, be able to offset that once we get those numbers right. So okay, looks good. Let's visit the Frank Insurance Company. They're not going to lower our prices. Loro's getting a little chilly. That's fine. And Tilo has some space pirates, but we're not going to Tilo. We're going to Sty, so that's fine. We could hold off for a turn or two on both of these. And you know what? I think well, let's pay back our loan. Let's risk it. Let's be a little more aggressive in paying back the loan so we don't get the 4% interest, and I think we can hold off one turn not paying these things and still be okay. So let's see how it goes. We're on Sty. Congratulations. Yeah, the crew's a little pissed off. Alright, we got almost perfect. We still have one more seat left, but I think this is a good combo, so we'll keep this for now. We're going to be able to sell the lava lamps at a great price also. And yeah, both the exotic and the oxygen are going to be good deals for us. Let's so we'll go back to frac. We'll buy up all the exotic. The fuel is expensive. Let's borrow all the money so maybe we can cheese the traders union. Again, one of the possible outcomes, most of the time nothing happens. Occasionally you'll get a bad event like they raise your interest rate. And sometimes the good event is they lower your interest rate, or they pay back or forgive, like, I think, a quarter or a third of your loan. So they didn't do that this time. That's the reason why I borrowed before going there, because if they were going to forgive a third of my loan, that's free money. Quag has some festivals. Cantaloupe is running short. Cantaloupe is the cheapest commodity in the game, so it's not really worth it. Go ahead here and scroll through the lore, and before I forget, I'll also go through the Ministry of Times lore as well. Again, a lot of these are pretty funny, pretty wacky, how the game handles these things, and I loved reading it when I was younger, but I think for the purposes of not slowing the game down, we will forego doing that here. So sure, we'll continue advertising for passengers, commodities. I think we'll just try to get by with what's available. Even though it looks like we have a ton of money, we actually have to pay a lot of money for the crew and the taxes. And in fact, we don't even have enough to pay the taxes, but should we take a loan to pay taxes? Let's let it sort of linger for another turn. We'll pay back Zin, and then next turn we'll, even if we need to borrow money, we'll do so to pay our taxes. Let's go back to Frack. Let's hope for the best. Alright, looks like we've made it to the planet okay. So now it's red, so if we don't pay our taxes, the auditor is going to get really pissed off. And you don't want that to happen, because then they'll assess additional fees on you, which will make you really have a bad day. We were perfect in terms of the passengers' ticket price and advertising, so I'm really happy about that. Let's look at the, oh nice, Exotic is selling at the maximum 720, so that is a pretty nice profit also. Let's see if there's anything we can do to go back to Sty, so we can pick up more. So they want lava lamps at Hair Tonic, and yeah, I mean, we can buy actually both of those and do well. It looks like, though, Nosh is selling Exotic as well and cheaper, but I'm gonna continue going back and forth between Sty and Frack, and yeah, I think that'll work out well for us. Let's buy the all the lava lamps they have, and we'll fill up the rest of the hold with some Hair Tonic. That should do well, and we'll just click on Sty so we don't forget that's where we're going. We have a decent amount of money. Let's see if we can get a cheaper insurance. What? I've never seen this event before. That's awesome. Great mistake. They've been overcharging me, and we get a refund. Free money. Wow. Frack has some rain. That's fine. We're leaving. And Supreme Commander Dred Nicholson said he fully supports the concept of democracy in theory. However, in practice, he simply cannot trust the people to make the right choices. That's pretty funny. All right. Fuel's a little expensive. We'll pay the crew, we'll pay the taxes so they don't get pissed off at us. Insurance is expensive. We are carrying probably not the most expensive cargo in the world, so I will save some money. And yeah, you know what? Let's just pay back most of Zin's loan, and hopefully our trip to Sty is uneventful. Due to our good credit record, they've lowered the loan amount, so that's pretty nice. And Squawk is saying he's a migrating commodities merchant. He's going to buy up, he'll exchange off the cargo on our ship for toasters. So toasters are worth less money in general, and we don't know what the demand for toasters is on Sty, so I think this is a pretty bad deal for us. So we will say no, thank you. And Trading Corps gets a bad event. Awesome. So cool. So we're doing okay so far. Let's see if that continues. So we'll pick up passengers. We can even, I mean, we have some left over, but I won't play with the prices just yet. Let's see if we consistently get passengers waiting, then we may want to increase the ticket price and capitalize on that. But until then, let's keep things the way they are. Let's sell off all of our cargo. Got some decent profits there. Unfortunately, not much to buy, and maybe we should have advertised a little bit more, because you know, this is the planet that has I'm supposed to do supply and then all, so we're on Sty, and typically they make decent amounts of exotic and gems, or even oxygen would be nice, but looks like the merchants don't have a lot of that available. Cryptoons, we can get a little bit of money out of them, but they cost more than polyester, so I will just buy the polyester. Who wants polyester? I guess we could make a trip to Nosh, that's fine. And we could buy some frog legs as well, although Nosh has a ton of them. So, I mean, they are at the cheapest possible price. So I will buy 16 tons. If we end up selling it at cost, we'll lose a little bit in the import and export tariffs, but since it's such a cheap commodity, that won't be much money. Let's keep those TV ads going. Let's let's borrow Max again. Try to cheese. Although just lowered our interest rates, so I think there's a good chance that if we ask for assistance, they'll bump up the interest rate. They said they're just not gonna do anything right now. Frack has a little weather, but nothing too bad. And Loro Exchange are thoroughly confused by the market, so that means I'm guessing that that means that the Laura Stock Exchange will either go up quite a bit or go down quite a bit in the near future, but we don't care about that. It's a little early to be investing in the stock market. So fuel is really expensive, although we're starting to run out of fuel, but we're going to Nosh, which is the fuel capital, so maybe we can fill up our tanks there at a discount. Let's pay this, let's pay taxes, and you know what, even though it's expensive, I will pay the insurance this time. Anytime that is cheap, sometimes it's worth it for the peace of mind. Hey, look at that. We're able to pay off both of our loans, so we can put the tiny bit of money that we have left in the bank and head over to Nosh. Rogue Transport makes heavy investments in new equipment. Good for you guys. So we're the only company that's not in debt right now, although that can easily change and it's still very early on. No bad events, so that's cool. The ticket prices pretty good. Fuel is really cheap here. That's awesome. Let's withdraw all of our money. Let's sell off. Cool. So polyester we got max price for. And yeah, frog legs we just made 14 bucks per ton. Whether or not that ends up being more than we paid in taxes, I think probably, but it wasn't much of a big deal either way. Let's invest in some ads. Sure, we will buy this. It's already cheap, and if we can get it even cheaper, I would love to do that. Great. So we filled up our tank. We're at full. That's awesome, 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 awesome. Insurance is also cheap, so that's fine. Let's take a look at the weather. Hot weather in Tilo, don't care. And fluff news, that's fine. We'll look through the quick lore for Nosh, and we're done. And so we have a little bit of money left. Yeah, we should pay our crew, we should pay taxes. We'll buy insurance because it is so cheap. Put the rest of the money in the bank. Do we... Oh, I didn't buy any... Oops. We didn't buy any goods. That's not... that doesn't make sense. So there's not much on offer. Maybe, honestly, maybe we should put just like some flyers just to get a little advertising going here. Oxygen is at a decent price, so where would that take us? To Hork. Hork is pretty far, but you know what? Let's we'll do this. I think Hork is also the planet where you can upgrade some aspects of your ship, so I would like to do that. Polyester is, but it's the highest here, so okay, so that's fine. We'll deposit the rest. We fueled up, we've paid off everyone, we have insurance, everything is peachy. We're going to Hork, which is far, but it'll be fine. So Vandergrift gets, I'm not sure what Mead does. Other companies are starting to emerge out of the debt hole, so ooh, he bought all the, or most of the exotic. That's pretty sad. Alright, well, and we lost, again, I'm not sure if someone arrives first, does that mean they pick up the passengers too? If so, that's pretty bad. So this was a pretty bad turn. So we're going to always get hit with the crew wages, but usually we can offset them with passengers, but if we have empty seats, then we can't do that. Let's withdraw all our money. Let's sell off the oxygen at a fair profit. I guess just diapers is left, are left for us, and honestly not much else. Queg, what does Queg sell? They don't have a lot of these higher priced commodities. What I really want to go to is, well, Hork, but you know we don't have that. Nosh would be a good spot also for exotic, and then or maybe Tilo, which has a sort of a mix of these stuff. What does Tilo think about diapers? Not really excited for them. That's okay. Cantaloupe they'll buy. I mean, might as well fill the cargo hold, but it's pretty weak sauce. All right, we'll put some money in ads. We don't need to buy anything here. Should we go for some free publicity? Let's do it. To your horror, we get stuck in a debate with this watchdog, and oh, they laud you for your efforts to keep costs down and serve the public. Pretty nice, good publicity. Maybe we'll get more passengers. No news in terms of weather, and the Silly news here. People should be happy to lose money to us, otherwise they would end up gambling in some dirty basement instead of these luxury resorts. We'll quickly go through the lore of Hork here, in case you're interested in that. Alright, so we have a little bit of money left. We've pretty much filled our cargo. Let's pay our crew, let's pay taxes. I'll pay insurance again. Just paranoid about getting bad events that could really end your day. Will not fuel up here because it's so expensive. We are taking one of the longest trips in the game, so that's not good, but whatever. Hopefully it'll be worth it. Quist, a high-flying financier, says he has cooked up a surefire scheme for making millions. If you invest 12,400 Kubars, he guarantees you will see a tenfold profit within a month or two. I don't remember all of these events. I think there is a chance of success, because I think some events are like guaranteed one way or the other, but I think this is one of the ones where there's a good chance that we'll just never see that money again, but there's also a small chance that we'll make a profit. So sure, we'll risk 12K. Okay. Your company is approached by the Wobbler, a starving artist. He asks you to sponsor his next avant-garde theatrical production. It'll cost 11,600 Kubars. Probably won't make any money. However, it'll be an artistic masterpiece. Sure, we'll invest in that as well. The Wobbler's experimental play turns out to be a complete flop. Supreme Commander Dred Nicholson calls it a national disgrace and bans it from ever being shown in public, and so that gamble did not pay off. Alright, well, we lost quite a bit of money with just these events, and the import tariff went up. Hopefully we'll have better luck. Passengers are very happy with us though, so that's encouraging. Diapers didn't really get much money, and Cantaloupe is really just a joke product. These are like pretty good. The X-Fuels, the Cryptoons. The Cryptoons, we have enough, like, what am I trying to say here? We can't fill our cargo hold with any of these individually, but we can with Cryptoons. Let's see where we want to go though. So like, if we want to go to Loro, we can buy exotic and gems. They're a decent price, especially the exotic. How about the Cryptoons? Cryptoons, they're not... Well, the X-Fuels we can buy. So let's do this. We'll just buy you and you, and the rest we'll fill up with some gems. I think that's fair, so I think Laurel will be a good spot. Let's borrow max for now, and then we'll pay at the end. The cost is not bad for the fuel, but we can hold off for a little bit longer. We can gamble here. I'm unlucky, so let's not do that. Hork is going to have a meteor storm, so we need to avoid that. And Nosh is getting the silent mine buggers. Pretty scary. They'll usually like take all of your cargo and cause damage, so they're pretty mean. Let's put in some ads. We've already bought up everything. Since we are going to Loro, I will hold off from paying the crew. Maybe they'll forgive what I owe them once I give them a vacation in Loro, so we'll play that game. And kind of want to pay the insurance. I'm scared. But you know what? Let's just pay the loan back, put the tiny bit of money left in the bank, and then we'll just let things ride till next turn. Maybe we'll get a little bit luckier. There is an auction. So this is the first auction for getting a 200-ton ship upgrade. Every ship starts off at 400 tons. So this will vastly increase the amount of cargo we can hold. It will also increase the amount of passengers we can hold, which is more important for us. But it will also increase the number of crew. So it's a little scary, but I think generally you want to... let's put in like a 30K bid. So basically we're putting in a secret bid. We don't know what the other companies will bid, and obviously the one that bids the most will have to pay that amount and we'll get the upgrade. The others don't lose any of their money. It is important to expand, and it's just a question of you don't want to expand way too fast, because then you'll incur too much debt and you'll go bankrupt. So as long as you can afford it, generally it's good to increase the size of your ship. So let's put in our bid. Let's hope for the best. Distraught pregnant spacefly, commonly known as a Spivak, offers to pay you 19,600 if you will empty your ship's septic tanks onto her asteroid. Okay, the waste is perfect for breeding, and she promises to clean up. Do you agree? Right, so this is one of those events where there's an upside. You know, you're going to get 19.6k Kubars. We don't need our septic tanks. But if you get caught, I think it's like against the law. There's some environmental issue with that, so you might get fined even more. But we need the money. Let's do it. All right, cool. And we didn't get a bad event, so that worked out well for us. Nice. So we're sort of barely scraping by. Struggling merchant is an apt description. Ooh, the puffer bought the upgrade. That is unfortunate. They spent a little bit more. We were second highest bid, so that just means we'll have to bid a little bit more for the next one, because as people buy bigger ships, the rest of the companies are incentivized to do the same, and then the demand for them goes up. So we'll just have to be careful. And he beat us to Loro and bought all the hair tonic. What a scoundrel. Alright, well, let's see what we can do here. We got perfect passengers. That's really good. Fuel is cheap, so relatively speaking, so I'll probably fill up here. Exotic, we got a good deal for. The gems actually ended up being much more valuable than the X fuels, which is surprising, but that's the way it is sometimes. We can't buy the Oglesign. We will buy some toasters, and we will take the toasters to Nosh. Okay, how far away is Nosh? Ooh, pretty far. There's no guarantee that the prices there will be cheaper, but I will hold off then on the fuel. So let's go to the planet. This is the first time we're in Loro, so I will go through the lore quickly if you would like to pause and read it. Again, it's pretty wacky and pretty funny, but basically this is the pleasure planet, the Ryza of this corner of the galaxy. And we'll take a look at the news. Don't care and don't care. Alright, so the pleasure planet. So we can give them ship leave. Again, usually nothing happens. Sometimes they will do something nice, like offer to reduce their salary, which would be amazing for me, or offer to forgive the amount of money that they owe. Sometimes something bad will happen. They'll get in a fight, and then you have to pay. Alright, so nothing bad happens, so that's fine. Let's pay them then. Let's advertise. Let's pay our taxes. We won't pay insurance. Oops. Meant to click here. Cool. Even though it's okay, I think we'll risk it and go to Nosh. Maybe we'll get a discount. Yep, we have everything ready. So off to Nosh. For only 19,601 Kubars, you'll have the opportunity to increase your warehouse space from 50 tons to 100 tons on every planet, and we'll also get a credit limit increase, which is pretty sweet. It's not a bad deal, especially later on in the game where you have a lot more money at play, and so you can diversify what you're doing by stashing goods in your warehouses. And then, if something bad happens, you have some extra cargo that you can always sell. So it's not a bad idea, but I think it's a little early for us. I'm going to say no this time. And they did some nice stuff. They donated some money. Still struggling. Yep, that's right. All right, so we got passenger prices are perfect. Okay, fuel costs are amazing, and we're going to be able to get a discount. So this is terrific. We're going to be able to sell all the toasters at a great price. The hair tonic is not bad. That'll take us to Sty, sure. We could buy some Babel seeds. We probably won't make any money off of them. Frog legs, even though they're at the lowest price, are just in huge supply at Sty. So let's see, moon ferns we could make 85. Babel seeds we can make 60. So yeah, we'll buy just 7. We'll fill up the rest of the cargo. Let's buy some ads. Let's go to the planet, and nice. So we'll even offer us a discount over the already cheap prices. Thank you very much. And Storm on Loro and Flavor. Alright, so we're going to Sty though, so that's good. We could hold off, but I'm just going to pay them off. Who cares? And it's cheap, but alright, we'll buy it. Hopefully that's not just wasted money down the drain. Let's go to Sty. So, Girdle, a notorious fuel fiend, grabs onto your fuel tank and demands that you give him something to drink. Like all fuel fiends, Girdle must consume copious amounts of oil in order to perform his bi-weekly mating rituals. Girdle offers to pay you 52,500 Kubars if you'll allow him to gulp down half of the fuel presently in your tank, which we had filled up just now. So yeah, I think our fuel tank was, I think it's like 40 tons. I'm not 30 or 40 tons. Let's say it's 40 tons. So that's 20 tons of fuel for 52,000 Kubars. At the highest price of fuel, which is like 2,000, that doesn't get near that. So plus, we're not going to run out of fuel. We can go back and fill up. So yeah, this is a good deal for us. Hofmeister is whatever. Cool, so that gave us some much needed cash. Trading Corps did get to Sty first though, and they bought a ton of gems. And the passenger tax, which affects us more than others, did go up by 1%, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. We are able to fill up the passengers, that's great. We are low on fuel now, and it does cost a decent amount. Okay, so the fuel capacity is 30, so that's fine. So it only costs 1 ton of fuel to go from Sty to Nosh. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that's fine. There's no rush to buy it right away. Let's sell our hair tonic. And a couple more bucks here. Oxygen we can buy, and polyester. Sure, and they're both needed by Queg, so that's perfectly fine. Let's do some advertising. Let's borrow X and try to cheese the Traders Union. They didn't forgive any of the money, but they did lower the interest rate further, which is pretty sweet. 3% is really cheap. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I think I've done this before, but in case I haven't, here we go. So we got Sty's lower down. Alright, let's pay the crew. Let's pay taxes. I'm not going to buy fuel just yet. I did buy insurance because it's so cheap. Let's pay back the loan. Now, it's never going to be like the bank gives us 1%. Yeah, so we can't like borrow at 3% and deposit at 1%. That would be ridiculous. But we do have quite a bit of money now, and so yeah. So I'm eager for an opportunity to upgrade the ship or do something else like that. Yeah, alright, so let's go to Queg. It's a short trip. We won the lottery. Free money. I'll take it. Your ship is stopped by Yo-Yo, who is a notorious gambler. If the coin flip is tails, I get money. If it's heads, I have to pay him less. I think Yo-Yo is trying to cheat us here. I think we'll always... Again, I don't remember. I think some of these events, he'll always win. Some of them, there's a percentage chance. If it was truly a 50-50, I would do it in a heartbeat because we have more to gain. But no, we're going to say no thanks, buddy. Hofmeister has a fuel leak. Too bad. Alright, so we're off to Queg. Not quite enough. We have 2 passenger seats missing, which is unfortunate. We are still low on fuel, but well, we'll hold off for a second. Let's first sell our oxygen and our polyester. Made a small amount of money there. Cryptoons and hair tonic are on the menu. I will go to Nosh because I can buy cheaper fuel from them. I'll still buy the hair tonic maybe, just because it's the lowest possible price. Maybe we'll make a few bucks from it. Alright, let's advertise. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, okay. Let's sell everything. So I forgot what this planet's specialty is. They said it's the smuggler. It's like the smuggler planet. So let's just read a little bit about it first. Boom, boom, boom. And oversupply of frog legs on Nosh, who cares? And some bad weather on Tilo. Alright, so the special here is Quag is the infamous renegade planet. It is here that the galaxy's most notorious gangsters come to unload their wares. This week, Lady Cornucopia, the ruler of Quag, offers to sell you 37 tons of frog legs for only 71 kubars. And the price on the market is 79. So if we buy from her, we can just go to the market and sell the 37 tons, but we'll only get a profit of 8 tons per 8 kubars per ton. So we're only making, what is that, 240 and then 56, 306 bucks. It might be, I mean, I don't know if there's any, like if there's a chance that we get arrested or something, but I'm not gonna risk it for 300 kubars. So you can stuff it, and let's go back. And so we're gonna buy all the Cryptoons and some hair tonic, even though Nosh has a bunch of hair tonic. We'll wait till we get to Nosh. Hopefully we can get a discount on the fuel costs there. And we won't buy insurance this time. Let's deposit everything and head to Nosh. Okay. So, facility auction. These are pretty awesome. So I'll read this off this time, and then we'll forgo that in the future. In an attempt to promote free trade in the Kukobian colonies, the Emperor is privatizing government-owned facilities. This week, Dredd is auctioning off the cargo depot on Loro to the highest bidder. The company that buys the facility can charge other companies 2,728 kubars every time they visit Loro. Once that would put your secret bid, you'll be notified of the auction results at the beginning of your next turn. So what happens here is they're going to start selling off these facilities. Anytime any ship lands on that planet, they have to pay the facility cost. So if some other competitor, if we bought this and someone went to Loro, they'll pay 27.28, and then whenever we visit Loro, we pick up all the money that the facilities have collected. So it's like a great way of getting passive income. The only risk, of course, is if you bid a ton on it, then you have to be able to afford it and not go into debt and become bankrupt buying the facilities. But it is a great way of generating income, and as far as I know, there's no event that happens where the government seizes the facility back or it blows up or anything like that. It's like a permanent. We get 27.28 anytime anyone visits Loro. And we collect that money when we visit Laura. So it's really worthwhile, and we have a ton of money kicking around. We have 150,000 in savings. So I'm going to bid, don't want to go crazy, but I'm going to bid 105,000 for this, and yeah, hopefully we'll get it. What is the, 105,000. Because we can afford it without taking any loans, and it's going to give us some income in the future. So let's hope for the best. If someone is going to pay more than 105,000, they can take it. You stop by a broken down spaceship flashing a distress signal. The captain, Cortonian Plus, asks if you will loan him 11,600 kubars to repair his ship so he can return to Tilo. He promises to pay you back as soon as he arrives home. Do you lend him the money? I don't know. I think he's just trying to take advantage of us, but let's be nice. Nibbit, a big-time stockbroker, offers you a special deal. If you're interested, he's willing to arrange for you to purchase 23 shares of stock on the Queg exchange for 20% less than the current market price. It'll cost 34k kubars. Nibbit wouldn't do this except that one of his clients is caught in a bind and can't make it to Queg to sell the shares. Are you interested? It's a big investment, and I don't know how the Queg market is doing, but yeah, I think if we do this and then we just go to Queg soon, we can sell it before the price fluctuates too much, and we'll probably make a decent profit. So sure, I will buy. Alright, Vandergriff is selling to rebels. Naughty, naughty. We did buy it, and we overpaid a ton for it. The highest bid was 59k, so if we had bid, 60k, we would have still purchased it without paying all this money, but so be it. Imperial Government is raising the passenger tax, which again affects us the most by another %. That's unfortunate. Nothing we can do about it. It's a government. Alright, so we'll pick up passengers. Not enough to fill. It's unfortunate. We did lose like all of our savings, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Fuel costs are really expensive, unfortunately. Wow. He is selling them at a discount, so I think we might as well do it. I mean, if you remember, we did get like a ton of money from that guy who drinks the fuel, so we're probably still doing okay, but yeah, still that was a huge hit as well. So we're basically out of money. Let's sell the Cryptoons though, that'll give us quite a bit of money. And the hair tonic, we did end up making some money on it, so I'm glad that we bought some of that. Let's buy the lava lamps, and let's buy, I guess we're going to Sty again. How far is Sty? Decently far. What does Sty want? Sty, X fuels, they're way too expensive. Hair tonic, I guess we could, even though we just bought it. I think that's fine. And then let's buy some moon ferns for the last 5 bit of cargo there. We'll advertise. May have to cut ticket prices, but let's hold off just a little bit. Okay, so we already got the fuel. Nosh is going to have some bad weather and don't care. Okay. So we're going to Sty. Insurance is really expensive. Let's do this. Let's pay back the loan. So I don't want to pay interest. We have just enough to pay taxes and crew, but let's hold on for a single turn. And we'll do it in Sty. Yeah, see? So this is why sometimes you hold off, because you'll get nice events like this. So Emperor Dread Nicholson has granted our company an emergency tax break, so that means we don't owe any money, so we just saved. It's not a lot, but it's 6,000 coup bars. We'll take it. Thanks, thanks Emperor. And Gizzy Shipping got sucked into a whirlpool. Ha ha ha. But he did come here first. Outrageous, because he had a bad event. Like usually that slows you down quite a bit. That's unfortunate. And they bought all the exotic. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, at least we got the tax break. The ticket prices are doing well. We bought fuel a little too much cost. We might be better off buying some more here. Let's sell off all our goods, making decent profit. Let's see, what did they leave us, the scoundrels? There's a decent amount of Oogle sand, which can get us up to 320 per. Gems, we can also make just under 320 per, but they cost more, so you're going to have the taxes to deal with. And Cryptoons are good price, but there's only 14 of them. So, alright, but Nosh wants both Cryptoons and Oogle sands, so it makes sense to buy both. And I guess we'll wait to go back to Nosh. Maybe fuel is cheaper there. In any case, we don't need it right this second. We've just filled up our tank. We do have to pay the crew though. Let's choose the Union. All right, they're increasing the they're increasing our bank interest rate, which is tremendous. So we'll go from 1 to 2%. That's really nice. That's pretty funny for the weather and Minister of Trash. Okay, cool. So let's pay you back. I think we should pay our crew. Might as well pay our taxes. We really don't want to get hit with a bad event since we're doing so well, but it is expensive. Let's just put the money in here. We don't have any stock here. The only shares we own are in Queg. And how is Queg doing? They're green. It's sort of bouncing around a bit. That's fine. So no need to make a special trip, but we have, I think, 23 shares there, so we may want to sell those off before too long. But like I said, no need to make a special trip just yet. So we'll go back to Nosh. Where's Queg? It's not far. Yeah, maybe next trip we'll be there.
Hey ho, family.
Didn't I just loan you 10K? No, you don't. You're gonna can't mooch off of me forever, friend. Okay. Alright, so we're sort of middle of the pack. We did get beaten to Nosh. He bought all the lava lamps. And more taxes! Yuck. Alright, so passengers, yeah, I think it has to do with if someone gets there first, they're going to pick up some of your passengers, which is good to know for the future. Let's sell the Cryptoons. It's a pretty good deal. And the Ogle Sand will fetch us a decent profit as well. We'll buy Hair Tonic. I kind of want to go to Queg, but Queg has polyester. Yeah, no. We don't have to go to Queg just yet, so we'll go back to Sty for now. Well, those are big trips, but so be it. Fuel is really cheap, 52% off, but it is still like 762 is not an amazing bargain, so I think we'll hold off. Hork has some bandits, so we'll have to leave them alone. We're going to Sty, so that's fine. We'll advertise. I will pay the crew and the insurance and the taxes this time. Let's save that tiny bit of money and go back to Sty. Facilities. We do have the one facility on Lauro, and you can see there's a few people have visited, so that money is waiting for us the next time we hit up Lauro, which again we may want to do soon because Lauro is the planet that can it impacts your crew's wages. So we have such a huge crew, we might as well get some advantage if we can from Laura, but we'll see how it goes. Rogue got some rounded goods. Sucks for them. We're still middle of the pack. Oh my! Stop beating me! Money! Oh my goodness! The government is going insane with these taxes. All right, but we still had enough to pick up all the passengers, which is the most important thing. Let's sell off the Hair Tonic at a decent profit. X fuels, even though they have a ton, are almost the maximum price. What's good here? Ogle Sand is okay. That would take us to Nosh. We're making these big runs, which is, you know, not ideal. Is there anything else that's good? Oxygen to Queg. You know what? Let's change things up a bit. We'll go to Queg. What else do they want? Toasters. They're a little pricey here, and not much else. Maybe Ogle Sand. Yeah, all right. We'll buy some Ogle Sand also. It's close to the bottom. All right, fuel is expensive. Let's buy ads. Should we let this linger? Let's let this linger for a turn. Both of these. I will borrow max. Actually, I don't know if we want to cheese the Union because they could easily lower the bank interest rate again. But since we're here, let's just do it. Yes! Alright, so we did get the cheesy event, and I regret nothing. They forgive a third of our debt, so we just borrowed this money just for fun. So instead of 100K, we now only owe 66.6K, so we just got free money. Cool. Weather, what's going on? Boro got an earthquake, very sad, and ridiculous news with Hork. Alright, cool. So now I'm feeling more generous. But no, we'll hold this off for a turn. Let's pay the insurance since it's so cheap. Let's deposit. We're going to get 2% on this stuff. So how much is that going to be? Like 2.2K. Not bad, just for doing nothing. And we're going to Nosh. Alright, let's make it happen. Alright, so Gizzy supported Wobbler. Hopefully it flops. That one is bankrupt. We're again middle of the pack. They keep beating us. So we can't make these long trips anymore. Because we're really going to get hosed. Alright, we still filled up some amount. Fuel is cheap, so we'll definitely buy some here. Sell off the Ogle Sand and the Oxygen. Had I known, I would have bought more Ogle Sand. There was 9 exotic on sale. We'll just buy it because it's so cheap. And I guess actually we may have to rebuy the Oxygen. Yeah, let's go to Loro, even though it's so far away. We'll buy some polyester, I guess. We can buy other things too. Lava lamps, they'll do decently well. How much? Sure, what we can buy for... Okay, so it's really far, but it is an important planet for us. Plus, we're going to get the facilities revenue that's accrued since then, so I'm fine with making a special trip there. Plus, we're going to refuel now, so that's going to be really nice too. Excuse me for just 1 second. Actually, this is a convenient place. Let's put a cut in here. Thanks so much for watching. Dr. Al signing off. Till next time.